PTF and JK with you. Great racing action at Saratoga this weekend. Major Breeders' Cup implications with the Grade 1 Spinaway. Traditionally, huge prep for that race. JK, I know you're looking forward to this year's edition of the Spinaway. Let's start by talking about the morning line favorite in this race, who's a horse that I know you have some affection for. Quiet Side, number 11, very impressive with that debut run back on August 4th, my birthday. What did you think of her there? What do you think of her going forward?
Yeah, she was outstanding, right? And she did it the right way. She's drawn well here as well, drawn towards the outside. Definitely a spot that you want to draw when you're in a race like this with your other main competition being a speed horse in the Queen's MG. And I love where she's drawn. And you can't ignore the fact that John Ortiz is absolutely on fire. He's 5 for 8. He hasn't run a lot of horses here, but 5 for 8 at Saratoga. When you only send 8 over there and 5 of them get their picture taken, you're definitely doing something right. I think Quiet Side could be tough from that outside draw, but she's going to have to deal with the Queen's MG.
Let's go right to her, the horse that I'm almost surprised, a little bit of an everybody's a wise guy thing, that the Queen's MG wouldn't be the favorite over the maiden Quiet Side on the outside, though David is probably right. David Aragono makes the morning line, usually gets these calls completely correct. This horse has won 2 stakes, and in the manner in which she's been winning, stalking and pouncing on hot paces, to me, suggests she's probably even a little bit better than those raw running lines and final times suggest. And that's important because just on final figs doesn't look to have much of an edge on some of those maiden winners, including the one we talked about. Tough to know how she's going to handle the added ground. Understandably, was slowing down late in those last 2 with the hot fractions, but very obvious contender. I can't shake the feeling, though, JK, that others might appeal more at the likely prices. Where do you land on the Queen's MG?
Well, I think you said it right. I mean, her speed figures aren't overwhelming. They're a little bit underwhelming, but her pace figures have been fast in her wins that she's earned. So I think that when you look at pace figures and you look at speed figures, it's all about energy distribution. How much energy did this horse distribute throughout a race and how fast did they go? I think that you can probably give her a little bit of a break on her final number because her early numbers were so fast. If she can find a way to be a little bit more efficient in her running lines, maybe those final numbers could take a little bit of a step forward. I'm against her in here because of the fact she's in here off back-to-back wins. I think she's going to take a little bit more money than I prefer. I think Quiet Side is going to be able to get, you'll be able to get a little bit of a better price on her. And I thought the 9 Strong State was the one that I wanted to use kind of underneath for Al Stall. I think Al Stall does an outstanding job. And this horse has a nice number in the last start. I'm hoping that Al can continue to kind of help her improve throughout here. But I think Quiet Side's got a grade 1 with her name on it.
We're going to have some bonus coverage here at the end of the video, so make sure to keep it locked through that. But I will just underline, I do think Strong State a little bit interesting. Good to see Irad Ortiz keep the call. That horse certainly could improve again. Not one I would want to have all my money running through, but one I think is interesting. Another I have to mention, JK, one of 2 Godolphin homebreds in here. Number 7, Pondering. Word was out on this one prior to the debut. Odds on the tote. The form of that run has been unexciting, but she won so easy that I'm not too worried about it. Like that she showed the ability to stalk. And while I think she might be a little bit farther back against this group of fillies, I'm not too worried about it. Her breeding, her strong recent works suggest that a forward move is coming. In terms of what I think about this race, I'm going to be running it mostly through the 7, Pondering, and the 11, Quiet Side, who you mentioned. Any further thoughts on wagering before we get to our special bonus coverage on this video?
Well, I got to tell you, I'm a fan of Pondering as well, underneath type. I'm a huge fan of Brendan Walsh. So I can see where she can get in the mix. I just need her to run a little bit faster, and we'll have to see if she can do that on Saturday.
Normal second out improvement could bring that about. We shall see. We'll get to our Flower Bowl picks in a minute. Right now, I want to tell you about our friends at winnercircleproxy.com. You're running out of time, folks. If you want to play in the best NFL contest in the world, Circa Survivor and Circa Millions. Back in the day, you had to be in Vegas to play. Now, thanks to Winner Circle Proxy, you can play from anywhere. You are a member of a team. Your team needs to get signed up before the NFL season starts. Winner Circle Proxy will take care of the rest. Excited to be working with them. And if you go to this website and fill out this form and tell them we sent you, they're going to give you some exclusive offers as well. winnercircleproxy.com/ITM. Don't forget to stick on the ITM at the end of that URL, or you're not going to get all the benefits from our partnership with our friends at Winners Circle Proxy. Flower Bowl, JK, we've got the return to the races of Warlike Goddess. Such a cool old mare. You with her or against her in this spot?
I'm with her. Not ice cold. I think McCulloch can win, but Warlike Goddess, when she's running along on the grass against the girls, she's always going to be the horse that I feel like can get the job done. Now, it's interesting. She's drawn towards the inside. You got to see if she can work out a trip from in there. She's been known to get a little bit rank at times, but hopefully they'll run away from her. It's a nice full field. She'll get some cover and be able to produce that one big run that we've seen so often out of her. I'm going to go with the one Warlike Goddess. I'm a sucker for her. She's always been so much fun to root for.
She's terrific and has an outstanding record against females. Though McCulloch did have her on the form book a couple of years ago, a story I won't tell here. If you want coverage of that, if you want coverage of any of the races that we're not hitting here on the In the Money YouTube channel, make sure you check out our podcast wherever you get your podcasts. In the Money Players Podcast. Look for that. Make sure you subscribe to our In the Money Media YouTube channel as well, so you don't miss any of our exclusive stuff. I'm with you on Warlike Goddess. Not the most creative pick in the world, but definitely one you want to have on side. Also, number 9, Verbier, a horse I want. Rob Dove, one of the top 10 pro punters in the UK today, said that last run would have been about a 96 on the Beyer speed figure scale. I love these York horses coming to the States. Another one I want to have on side. You've heard what we think. We want to hear what you think. Drop us a comment. Let us know who wins the Spinaway, who wins the Flower Bowl. What do we get right? What do we get wrong? Love to interact with our viewers in the comments, and we'll be back with more great content soon.